that it has a look, it has a persona, it has a way that we see you. There's a way we see you and we know you're very, very garrulous. There's a way we see you and we know you're very verbose. We know that we cannot entrust to you worthy information because you are too revealing. So you have problems in your relationship. You may be saying the right words, but the way you speak it up to your man, it's somehow that it doesn't tune out well. And then you lose relationship. Now, this is the problem that a lot of ladies usually have. Not even ladies, men and people. Because a friend told you about herself, told you about her relationship, told you about her family, you believe you need to reciprocate the same to her. And that is not true. A woman who is not discreet will lose treasures in her hands. If you're too fast and much of a talkative, you would continue to lose treasures. A lot of you have lost marriages, have lost opportunities, have lost good relationships because you are not discreet. I know I have a very good friend. Then we were together and she would always talk to me about, she always talked to me about deep things and intimate things in her life, things that were going on in her life, and she would ask me for an advice, of which I would always give her an advice. She would talk to me about her relationship, deep things and intimate things, her family, she would come talk to me about them, and I would give her advice. And one day she came to me, she said, "You don't tell me anything about yourself. You don't tell me about the opportunities that you get. I just hear that, oh, you got these, or you're speaking here, or you've been invited here. You don't really give me updates. You don't tell me stuff like I tell you." And I didn't tell it to her verbally then. I just said it in my heart. I said, "You're not discreet. I can't tell you some stuff. It's not because I hate you or I have a problem with you, but you're not discreet." In my heart, I just spoke that. I said, "You're not discreet. I've seen you when we gather among other friends, how chatty you are. You go ahead and you just spill stuff. Not because you want to demean the other people or because it's intentional for you to want to put them down. No, but you are a talkative. You just talk. And I've seen that in you. So I cannot give you the weight of information concerning my life because you did the same with me." Now, this is the problem that a lot of ladies usually have. Not even ladies, men and people. Because a friend told you about herself, told you about her relationship, told you about her family, you believe you need to reciprocate the same to her. And that is not true. That will cost you a lot in life. I said to that friend in my heart, I have been able to train myself. I have mastered discretion. That I know where to speak, irrespective of the gathering that we are in. I know what to say. There are some words that will never come out of my mouth, but not the same with you. We are friends and I love you, but I cannot give you the weight of information regarding my life because you are not discreet. I have worked on myself, you haven't. So just because you shared me some personal information does not mean that I will do the same with you. You are not obliged to reveal your information, your personal details to another friend just because they reveal theirs to you. Don't say, "She told me so I told her mine." Don't do that. Because I said, come 5-10 years from now, and probably we have a quarrel, we have a fight, we're not on the same side anymore. Will you trust that person enough to not spill your information? You need to think about this. The person you are divulging your information, I said, irrespective of where our differences may take us to in the forthcoming year, I know I have mastered myself. I have trained myself to the point I know that I would not one day bring out the secrets or the stuff that you've told me to war against you, but am I sure of you to do the same? So if you're not certain, you cannot divulge your information to a friend just because she shared hers with you. You may be discreet, she may not be. Discretion is a skill that has to be learned. It has to be tested. It has to be proven. that this person is discreet. And the truth is that there are a lot of people watching you and they know that you are discreet. There was someone in my place of work. We're not friends. We rarely talk to each other, but we're not enemies. We're just colleagues. And one day she came up to me and she said, "I'd like to talk to you. I'd like to hear your advice on this stuff." And I said, "Okay." And so she began speaking to me. It got to a point I realized that the arguments she was bringing forth, they were personal. And I said, I just had to pause her there and say, "Why not tell all this stuff to your friends? I know your friends at work. Why not you go discuss all of this with them? Why me? We're not even friends." And she said, "No, I know you have watched you. I'm not really like you because you're always being this religious, but I know that I can trust you. I know that what I tell you is, I'm not going to hear it in other colleagues' mouths." She knew because she has observed. So discretion can be seen. People are watching you. People know you. People see you. They say, "Oh, I know this lady. I know her. I know her." After I got married and I moved on to another state with my husband, so I would only come over to my local church when there was a major program, maybe Thanksgiving, maybe a major program in church. I would travel down to my hometown and I would attend the service. So one day I came for that service. I traveled down and a lady, an old elderly lady, she saw me and she was screaming. She was calling her daughters. She said, "This is the lady I was telling you." She kept pointing at me. I was just walking to my church and she was pointing at me. She said, "This is the lady I was telling you that I don't used to see her in this church again." And the daughter has now said, and maybe she has changed church. She said, "No, this lady, she can't change church. The way she used to come to this church, she loves this church." She was just saying a lot of words. And I've never spoken to this lady. I always saw her, I know her, I would just greet and pass. I had to stop and, greet her. And she said, "What happened? Now you don't come to this church, we don't see you anymore." And I said, "Oh, I got married and my husband doesn't live in this state, so I moved over, I left Benin." And she said, "Oh, no wonder." She was telling her children that this lady, she cannot leave this church. The way she used to come to this church, the way she always, she loves the things of God. She's always, she was saying a lot of her praises. There was a word she said very striking. She said there was one day that there was, some people quarreling here. The way you came and you just made your judgment. I was telling one customer that this lady, this small girl, she's very wise. I did not even remember the incident she was talking about. I could not remember it. But this was someone who I've never spoken to, yet she observed. So you see, people are watching you. They know if you are discreet. They know if they'll say, "Oh, if it's that lady, I can bet on her. Oh, if it's that lady, I can bet on her." People are watching you. So they know if you're discreet. Discretion has an identity. There are people who, if they see someone with you, they'll say, "Oh, if it's that lady, you're a very lucky person." You see that? And the guy's like, "Oh, really?" Because a lot of people are watching you. They are watching if you're discreet. Can you be trusted? Are you wise? Do you have quality judgment? All of this is one thing that will put you in charge. A lot of you pray for certain miracles. "Lord, give me this job. I want to work in this particular place. I want to work in Chevron. I want to have a husband. I need children. We pray for stuff. But have we prayed to be discreet, to be able to handle this stuff? That's the question. If the opportunity or the platform or the update or the link comes, are you discreet enough? A discretive person is a successful person. Yes, I'm going to say that again. A discretive person is a successful person. Some of you will speak even before a thing is matured. So sometimes when you pray and say, "Lord, give me this job, give me this house, give me this opportunity, give me this platform, give me this relationship, give me these children," one thing you should always pray about is, "Lord, give me the grace to handle this thing till it yields its result. Lord, give me the grace to handle this stuff. Give me the maturity, give me the ability to be able to handle it, the grace to handle it, because there are some kind of blessings that will come to you. The shock of the blessing will throw you off balance. Oh yes. I had a friend who have been praying for such a contract, but when the contract came, it was 3 times what he ever expected. He was confused. He didn't even know where to start from. There's a kind of blessing that will come to you. It will throw you off balance. Some of you are praying for, Lord, give me children. Do you know what it takes to actually handle children? If you do not carefully plan or pray for the graces to handle this, a lot of people, you see some women, they become so unprepared, they fall into depression. You need discretion, you need wisdom to say, after I get this blessing, what next? Am I going to handle it? Am I going to handle this business? Am I going to handle this marriage? Am I going to handle it? I have a message where I preached about handling the blessings that comes to us. I'm going to put it on maybe the end screen for you to see, so that after this you can go watch that up. But you need to be able to handle some blessings, or else they will throw you off balance. The shock of the blessing can put you in a state that you understand that you're not ready for it. Yeah. Sometimes some people complain about their spouses. And when I look at the matter, it's not because the spouse is not the ordained spouse for that person. It's not because the spouse is wicked, but you lack discretion to handle the marriage. The marriage, sometimes you pray for marriages and yet the Lord blesses you with a good spouse. And then you find out that you have problems and issues. It is not because that the spouse you prayed for was not a good spouse. No, but you lack the discretion to handle that marriage. There is wisdom needed to guide a marriage to be successful. There is a behavior, there is a judgment, there is caution, there is how to speak, there is how to talk. You may be saying the right words, but if you're saying them with the wrong tone, they eventually become the wrong word. Discretion is knowing how to be able to handle the situation in a way it doesn't cause offense. Sometimes when I listen to couples, the lady is saying the right stuff, the man is saying the right stuff. So where is the problem? The problem is wisdom. The problem is that they are lacking what it takes to manage the situation. So you will lose a lot of treasures if you do not have discretion. Discretion is a powerful tool. I was talking to someone one day and I said, if you made $1 million, what would be the first thing you would do? He said he will first of all hide it and ensure that his wife doesn't know about it. And I was shocked. I said, why? He said, because she's going to put it all up on her status and say, oh, we are rich. You see, some of you lack the trust from your husband. That man was serious that day. You see, trust is a glue to every kind of relationship that would work. Trust. Being able to trust you on something or to entrust stuff to you is a glue to every form of relationship. People may not like you, but they can trust you. Like I already explained before, they may not like you, but they can trust you because they have observed you. The problem I have with some people, they'll say, this is just who I am. It's not everywhere you have to be who you are. Some people will say, but I'm just like that. I like to talk. I allow me to express myself. Allow me to be myself in a relationship that is just starting. You guys are just meeting. It doesn't work like that. It is not in every situation you are permitted to just be who you are. No, discretion is being wise and studying the moment when you ought to do certain things, how you ought to be in certain ways. You just met a person for the first time. You have not even studied the person to know, is this person an introvert or is this person an extrovert? And you want to display your character because allow me to express myself. That's the deceit that a lot of people have. Because it is not in every sphere or places or workspace or industry. Imagine you're invited into a room with people of high caliber, and you just want to keep talking because you want to say, allow me to. You'll be walked out of that room even before you know it. Discretion is observing and knowing how to speak, how to conduct yourself, how to display yourself, how to behave, how to give wise judgment, how to give careful and wise judgment and quality judgment, and how to be cautious. Discretion is a powerful tool that every Christian or believer needs to have. It is that one skill that will put you in charge and make every other thing come to you. If you were blessed by this teaching today, please do not forget to hit on the subscribe button for more teachings like this, and also hit on the like button so that the algorithm continues to take this video far and get to more people. Till I see you next time, God bless you.